But all right, so let's get into the economic calendar, then we'll check out the chart. So obviously today we got Philly Fed Manufacturing Index. The New York Manufacturing Index actually missed its mark this week. Where was it? Empire State, yeah, negative 31.3. So obviously that's not too good when it comes to our manufacturing in New York. So we'll see what Philly is going to be providing over here. They're expecting negative 4.9 here. But main thing is going to be unemployment claims coming out. Then you get some real estate data coming out, existing home sales, and then FOMC member George is going to be speaking at 1:20. So we'll keep an eye on that to see if that rattles the markets a little bit. We had FOMC meeting minutes yesterday, and if you notice, GJ was holding a support, and then all of a sudden that came out, and then they ended up dropping. It's just obviously more fears of inflation and stuff like that, and that we're not out of the woods when it comes to any kind of high prices. Even though we got good data coming out, they're still kind of concerned. But moving into the charts here on GJ, nothing much has changed on the weekly. Obviously, the current weekly candle has flipped bullish. It is a strong body, at least. And we are holding some kind of a support in this entire area right here. Right around here, price keeps holding that support and bouncing off of it. So can we get a strong enough bounce for price to continue back up to that 166 area? Looking at the daily now. Daily, obviously you have this you had this support right here, previous resistance. I gotta sneeze. Maybe it'll come, maybe not. Shit, I hate that. Previous support, now resistance, now we're rejecting it. We already rejected it for 1 day already, right? And for me, whenever you see big moves like this and obviously bouncing off of support and creating this lower low over here and getting that hard push, and we had a nice move coming up into that previous resistance, once it gets towards the end of the week, it pretty much consolidates around the area. Like kind of like we have moves of the day, right? Where we just kind of, move all the way up. And then towards the end of the day, we just kind of consolidate and people get trapped trying to catch more of the move. Same exact thing for the week, right? So we have the move of the week, and then now we're pushing into this resistance, and now we could be rejecting that area as well. So just keep that in mind. Current daily candle has created a higher low right here with that bottom wick, is now bullish as well. But it did create a top wick and retrace from that area. So let's see what it did on a lower time frame. All right, looking at the 4 hour now. That's our more recent resistance right there. But you also have this whole area we could pretty much mark off. Like we got to clear that area on the higher time frames if we're going to take anything up. You could also drag it up over to this area as well, because you get that resistance and all of these wicks here to the left. So once we clear that area, you get a clean move coming up, continuing back up to 166. Let's look at that trend line as well that we've been following since the yearly highs. Okay, so can we clear this area and work our way back up into this area and then continue back down? Or are we going to continue through here, right back up to 166 and even clear 166, right? It's going to be hard to do. But you also want to keep in mind the higher low over here and the double bottom. This is a perfect double bottom, right? So now can price have enough volume to push us through this area? Maybe not this week, right? But maybe we're gearing up to break out of this consolidation right here and continue back up next week. Right now, we are rejecting this resistance for the I don't know how many times, but multiple times over here, because you have over here multiple 4 hour candles rejecting, and then you get this current one right now rejecting that area as well. So right now we are holding a support though right here. And we may have to adjust that. That could be up here as well. Hey, you know what? I'm going to keep that right there, and then we'll see what we look like in the lower time frame. But we'll stay fluid and not really marry that support until we get to lower time frames. But we ended up holding a nice support here, and again rejecting. And you're rejecting that 200 EMA over here as well, right? We're struggling to break above that, but we are above the other two, the 50 and the 10 over here. All right, looking at the 1 hour. Now we're just going to make this a little bit neater here. Yeah, that whole area, I just don't like that being so big. And then we'll just kind of move this right over here because that's our most recent support. You got these wicks coming into that area, and then this support, because then you're looking at a nice clean move here to the left that you could be mirroring once you get into this area, right? Once you break 162, 200, you're going to be coming into that area, and that's going to be nice. Again, you got that rejection. You have price breaking through 162, 800. We actually might have a nice move coming up right now. Hold on, 30-minute. Okay, 30-minute right now. It is 7:46. This candle is flipping bearish. It closed below the previous resistance right over here. This candle closed with no bottom wick, so be careful of that. But what's happening right here is that this candle is creating a nice top wick and flipping bearish. I don't know if we're going to, actually flip bearish and continue down. And even if you have enough range here. So let's see. If you took a sell as this candle flipped bearish, keep in mind also it is still like pre-New York. New York volume's about to come around. So maybe we get that coming down right into this area over here. You do have 44 pips and a 21 pip stop loss. Let's look at the 15-minute. 15-minute again closed with no bottom wick over here. This candle closed a weak bearish candle, and this 15-minute candle is just opened up 2 minutes ago, but it's struggling to break the low over here, and it hasn't created a top wick yet necessarily. It's like a small top wick. You see how we're kind of rejecting it? Like this to me looks like a support, and I don't want to get caught in there with a impulse entry right there. I think we need to close below that at some point. Yeah, because if this candle, you guys know me with this, if that candle had a wick like that, this candle created a top wick already and then ended up flipping bearish and breaking the low of that candle, that's the setup I like to take price down. Excuse my artwork. Something like that. Right? So we're not getting that yet. We don't have that set up right now. This candle stopped exactly at that area. This candle failed to break below, and it closed a bullish candle with a wick to fill. And this candle has a top wick, if you could see that, but not enough. Like, I'd rather wait for New York open. Let's see what we end up doing here and holding some kind of a resistance. And then possibly the next candle respects the high of the previous, passes the low over here. And then with New York volume, we can expect price to break through and at least head for 162, 400, right? And that way you'll have a tighter stop loss above that resistance right there and a better R to R. We got about a 2-to-1 right there. But I definitely think that we can continue back down to 162, 200 or 300 area, just looking at what we had over here. We had a heavy rejection of this resistance up here, right? Lower high, price just pushing down over here, coming down to that 400 level. But now what you're doing is rejecting that area as well and creating a lower high. So can we push all the way down into that area and even break through that area to continue back down? Again, let's look at the 4-hour again, because we like to do that after we break down the higher time or the lower time frames. There we go. Every time prices come into this area here, we've just dropped, right? Small drops. This can, I mean, you got to retest a certain area sometimes, multiple times, and then you get that strong bearish candle closing right as you reject that area. Then after that, you get the hard push, right? And then we continue back down into this area. So we just rejected that area again. We're now rejecting it again right now. And now can we be pushing down to continue back down to like 161 possibly, right? Again, we could also get multiple different ideas here, come down into this area, consolidate, and then continue back up. And that'll create your higher low over here to then continue back up next week. Or we get a further pullback down where price comes back into this area here, consolidates, and then pulls back up, right? So we just got to wait and see what we're going to be seeing. That would take a while, but right now we are rejecting this area multiple times. But we have multiple scenarios where we hold support here and continue up. We can come back down and retest this area and continue back up. Or we just end up consolidating right here and, like I said, continuing back up from there next week. Does that make sense? Again, this whole area, I know this looks like kind of a mess up here. This could be drawn like that because you got this whole area that price is just rejecting here and wicking into that you need to really clear out of once you start getting that clean move on the higher time frames on the 4-hour. Up. So price is breaking the low over here. This is what I'm talking about with that healthy top wick here on the 30-minute. So it's breaking the low over here. You got about what have we got? 8 minutes left before this candle ends up closing below. If that closes below, I think you guys got enough range to be trading down below over here. See, like I said, it did create like a very small top wick over here, and it's breaking the low over here. But you do have enough volume. Like this is a good volume time, but let's see if we get that close below here and maybe like a retest, and then we can continue this down during New York. Nice, Sammy. So Sammy got in this. Beautiful. Anybody have any questions on this? Again, it's an iffy setup because this candle doesn't have a wick, right? And this candle barely has a top wick over here. And you're coming into some kind of a consolidation, but you do have a clean move here. And I do fully suspect price to continue down from this area. Like that's a hard rejection from that area, hard profit taking area, and a hard supply zone where people are going to sell from. Right. So this is just like a little continuation. But again, you got about 7 minutes left. If you haven't taken this yet, don't get FOMO. You got plenty of time today until around like 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for you to take a trade. All right. So we'll see how that plays out. Is it looking similar on EJ, Jamie?
EJ's a little, I don't know, it's a little strange looking right now. I'll send you the snapshot of it, which you can see when I send this. It's actually just kind of breaking out of a range. Okay. So the setup looks similar to GJ, which is why I'm wondering, about my zones. But you'll see when you open it up.
Yeah. It's oh yeah. Okay. So I want to break this down on our chart just to see like what we got over here to the left, what this blue zone is, but that is a psychological level. Just looking at this right here, this price is rejecting that. I wouldn't take anything in here, right? Everything is kind of consolidating. It looks like it did the same thing GJ did all week, where we pushed up into 137,800. Now rejected for the first time. Now we're getting that second rejection of that area and price pushing down. Same exact thing. Maybe we're getting short-term strength on the Japanese yen. Yeah, the yen is holding a little support over here, right? And then we're holding support right here. Can we continue to push up? If that's the case, maybe both these pairs continue down. But this will be nice for you guys. If you guys get that close below here, unless we end up rejecting and closing back above, this should be nice to possibly continue back down. So we'll see. But good job, Sammy. Let's see how this plays out. What's your exit plan? Sammy?
He may have gone downstairs or something.
Okay. All right. So looking at gold now, gold weekly looks the same, right? We're rejecting this area over here, which is nice. rejecting this area, previous support, now resistance. We've been pushing down from all-time highs, creating lower highs and lower lows, created this low back down at 1680, strong bearish candle, daily candle over here, ends up pushing down over here back into this support that we marked off yesterday. Right? Came right back down into this area. Last time we came into that area, we just bounced up. So can we get some kind of a short-term bounce up here, possibly into the 1780 range, right? Where we come into here, hold a resistance, and then continue back down, right? That's what I'm thinking could possibly be happening if the Fed keeps signaling that they're going to be increasing rates and that jobs data, or not jobs data, but the CPI data, retail sales data was not enough for them to halt any kind of rate increases. And I think that's what this move is from, other than just being technical. Moving into 4 hour now. 4 hour, we're holding that support right here. Right, price bouncing off that whole area right there. And now we're coming into a previous support, just like we did on the weekly. Right, so ever since here, and this is what we called last week, right, where we bounce off this area multiple times. We got that last bounce right here, and once we did, we've just been pushing low, creating these lower highs. Whoop, got that wick right there. So we'll see what that is on the lower time frames, unless we bring it in tighter, and this area is kind of like breaking it. But right now, we're still about to. We actually are tapping into a key area right here, right? Previous support, now resistance, or maybe a resistance, we'll see. But right now we could be rejecting that area and continuing right back down. Yeah, there you go, perfect. So now we're tapping in for a third time. Could this end up being a little fake out where you have previous resistance, support over here for the next zone? But if you get a fake out right here, what you would expect to see is a rejection of this area, bearish candles closing back below the support, and you could ride this thing all the way down. Right? Really depends on jobs data. I want to go back to GJ over here. So we're retracing over here. Best thing would be is if we get a bearish candle close with a wick to fill. See the 30-minute? So 30-minute, it's iffy. Like this candle's getting a little bit weaker, but 15-minute looks great. So as long as this 15-minute respects the high of the previous and starts flipping bearish, I would lower my risk because it is on the 15-minute, but I fully expect price to come down at least into that 400 range. I'm just going to mark this off because it is a legit support. And you do have enough range in here. All right, so if you were being patient and didn't want to take that impulse entry, just wait for the close below. You got 2 minutes, probably 1 minute left, and you could take that thing down. Sounds good, Jamie. So I want to stay on this because we did miss the gold trade yesterday, and I don't want that to happen again. I got to get better on these live streams at doing that because I'm so concentrated on breaking down charts with you guys that sometimes we will miss a trade or two. That's not what we want to be doing. It's okay to miss trades that are not part of your setups, but if they are your setups and you are on the stream or you are on the charts, shouldn't be missing trades. Those aren't the ones you want to miss. So again, 4 hour, nice rejection here. 1 hour, very strong close over here. So what are the possibilities that the 1 hour, after a strong close like that, creates a top wick, retest that area, and then continues right back down to 400?
Yo,
What's up, buddy?
yeah, I was in that trade. I entered 1%, and I was thinking to enter another 1% at the close. So I'm starting to grasp my head around dynamic risk, and it's really working out so far for me, and I love it, honestly.
It saves you from using your full risk on some of these setups that you normally would. And it's like, okay, candle closed, I'll enter 0.5%, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Price is still going in my direction, respecting the previous high. Okay, I'll enter another percent. right? Okay, now that it created a wick and it's now flipping bearish. Okay, here's another one.
Yeah.
So price is now passing the low right away. Created a very small bottom wick. The problem is, like, where are we going to put our stop loss? I just don't want to get like wicked out on here. Like a proper stop loss would be back above this area. And you also have this area right here. I want to see if we push through. Oh. If price takes off without us, I'm fine with that. But I don't want to see it like passing the low like in the first, not even minute, the first 30 seconds. If that's the case, I want to see some kind of a pullback into this area, and then we take price down. If I missed it, I missed it. That's all right. But I could definitely see that kind of pullback happening and a bigger top wick, because look at these previous 1 hour top wicks. They're pretty much identical. So I want like a little bit bigger of a top wick and then this candle flipping. Get that little retest on the 5 minute here. So it's a good one to journal if it is something that you missed, but we'll see. Who else trades GJ? I think Praveen, right? Quinn, great job, buddy. See what you got. Yep. This is pretty much what I'm looking for too. And again, if prices takes off without you, this is your plan, right? So like if you're not gonna be emotional to the market and just kind of like fly off the whim whenever like price starts setting up and it's starting to leave without you, stuff like that, and then you just enter emotionally. You don't want to be like that. You're gonna miss trades, not doing that. But guess what? You're gonna win a lot more than you're losing by holding back and keeping that emotion in check. Does that make sense? I know it sounds counterintuitive, but like that's all trading is having a plan, sticking to the plan, remaining a little fluid, right? You got to be a little fluid when it comes to trading, but not too fluid. So let's see what it could do over here. One minute looks great. Just lower highs, lower lows, continuing. Yeah, we may miss that one, but let's go back to but at least someone got it. Sammy got it. Are you still in, buddy?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm looking to close out at 162,500.
500. I would leave a runner.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm going to close at 80-90% there and then just leave a runner.
Let's see. This is AU.
I'm just journaling. That's why I'm a bit quiet.
Jamie, you got a AU?
No, it's Isaac.
Oh, this is Isaac. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, so this is the what time frame?
1 hour,
The 30-minute.
30-minute. Yeah.
Okay. You got a clean move to the left. That was a clean close. Let's go over to AU real quick. I like this setup. We had this support right over here formed. So how often does this take off, would you say?
Bro.
Would you say?
Oh, I thought you were saying something.
Yeah, no, I was saying like how often would you say this happens on AU? Do you like have the stats for that?
Probably 3 times after since I started trading AU.
Okay. So it basically breaks out enough for you to have a stop loss below this 30-minute candle. Yeah, I think you've taken a few of these trades as well. Yeah, so what you could be getting here is a very strong bullish push up, creating this high. You get the short-term consolidation, and then you'll end up getting something very similar to this on the other side over here, especially if you have the clean move to the left. So with New York volume, we could be pushing up and filling that wick right there. So that should be a good trade. The only thing is, like, where are you going to manage your risk? If price starts, closing below this area?
I think I'll close 50% as the price approach of fill the previous week. Let's say the current candle start to flip bearish.
Okay.
I'll start to close 50%.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I mean, I think if this is your stop loss, this wick right here is going to be a 1-to-1. So maybe you could take a little piece off right now as it's approaching that wick.
Yeah.
Let's see, because you're kind of coming into these areas. It's not necessarily clean up here. And this is like a little resistance right here.
Yeah.
But this is only the 15-minute. Let me see the 30. Yeah, 30, this was a resistance right there. And look what happened last time price was in this area. See that?
Yeah.
Just hard rejection. And then this would have been a good place, I think, for you to take this trade after this 30-minute candle close of the wick, right?
Yeah.
Enter as soon as that candle closes, stop loss right here, and this would have taken off. Only problem is this doesn't have a bottom wick, so you just got to see how often that actually plays out. But I like this. I like how we passed the high of that candle, closed bullish. You can put your stop loss there. You have a high that was created, and now you're coming up, and this would have been your entire move right here.
Yeah.
That would have been the 3.5 to 1 right there. So if you risk 1%, you would have made 3.5% pushing this thing up if you didn't secure.
So if I wanted to take a second entry, where would I take it?
Right now? Or
Yeah,
on that setup? Isaac?
Bro?
Like if you wanted to take a second entry now or on that setup?
On that setup.
Oh, on that setup? So
Yeah.
looking at the 30-minute, what you could have done is split your risk between two. So like if you were risking 2% on this, you have 1% trade and the other one is a 1% trade. You secure one at 1-to-1 and the other one let that thing run up to this wick fill. And then that would have gained you the 3.5% plus the 1% that you got from the 1-to-1. So that would have been 4.5% that you would have gotten on this.
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
On one trade, just by risking 2%. Like, think about it. If you guys want to make 10% from your account or anything like that, that's just, what is that? 5 2% trades. 5 really good trades. How many times do you guys trade per week? Ask yourself that. Is it 5 trades, 7 trades, 8 trades on average? Right? So a lot of them are not ideal setups. But I bet you most weeks you're at least going to get 4 to 5 really good setups on the 30-minute. If you have like a high volume week, right? So that's how simple it is to kind of gain that 10%. And if you just put things in your mind like that, like, okay, it's just 5 2% trades, 5 really good 2% trades. First, what you want to do is if you're starting an account out, start with 1% and just work your way up so that your 1%, all of a sudden, you're taking 1% trades, getting a 1-to-1, 1-to-2. All of a sudden, let's say you're at 3 or 4%. Now you could start risking on the really good setups or that you're really confident on. Then you could start risking the 2%, right? Because now you have room to breathe. And if you lose that trade, you're going to manage it well, and you're going to come back down to either break even or up 1% still. You're not going to be in drawdown. You're not going to take that psychology hit. or psychological hit. You know?
Yeah, bro.
So let's see. So I think GJ probably left without us over here. So that was a great trade from Sammy. Again, this is what we were talking
Thank you.
about. What's up?
I said thank you, bro.
Worse, man. This is what we were talking about with this candle creating that top wick, passing the low over here. And that 745 volume was able to push us out. After this move here, this hard rejection, get a quick retest, and then price just continues right back down. I thought maybe we get like some kind of a nice healthy top wick on the 1 hour, but I guess not. But that's okay. All right, so back over to gold. Here we go. Gold's getting that rejection over here on the 1 hour. Beautiful. Creating a lower low, lower high. 30-minute is passing the low. We have news coming out at 8:30, so I'm going to wait for that because you have the stock exchange open as well that will be reacting to unemployment. So 8:30, that's coming out. So we'll see if we can end up holding this resistance. You may end up getting some kind of a push down and then price like retest this area one more time. And then New York Stock Exchange pushes us back down over here. And that might be our move. So I want to see if that's what we get. If that's what we get, this will be a nice trade. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah. If you look at
Okay.
the 15 minutes, you
On
have,
gold?
yeah, you have different levels of, yeah, you could have this onto this.
Yep. Yeah, the only thing is I'm going to be paying attention more to like 30-minute zones, like right here. Let me see.
Yeah,
We marked
like
that off
because
on the 1
it's
hour.
messy. It's messy on the 30-minute. Like we have different levels that have been respected at different areas.
Yeah. Let's see the 15-minute. Yeah, this whole area over here. Getting a nice rejection. This candle is an indecision candle past the high of that candle and then flip bearish, but it could definitely be coming down into this support right here. Only about 16 pips. That's not a lot on gold. 15 pip stop loss. You at least want a 25 pip range on gold. Plus you're trading against the trend here. But I definitely think that we could get that rejection right from this area.
I like how these two highs have been made. Like we made a first high, then reached barely higher. It looks lots of reversals look like that.
So this high,
Yeah, like when you make a high and then you make another one just barely higher, with not much volume, and it's like you see that you have many wicks, and it's been hard to make another high for it, and
Yep.
I believe that lots of reversals look up like that.
yeah, where did we see that recently? That exact setup. See that? We retest the high, we come down, retest it one more time, grab liquidity. It's not going to look exactly the same, but that's what happens. And a lot of people get trapped like that, thinking like, oh, this is the top right here. We're going to take price right back down. Nope. They could get stopped out. Hopefully they put their stop loss up here, and then price just tanks from right here. So this now can give you a clue. Let's see if we get a candle close like this right in this area, right? Even if it's above this previous support right here, can the next candle create a top wick, flip bearish, and continue down? The next one create its top wick, respect the high, and continue down from there. So can we get that on the 30-minute? Where this candle closes bearish here. And we got to see what kind of volume we get. But did you guys see the trade I took yesterday on gold? I sent it into the chat. It was this right here. This is 2021. This is 2022. Good job, Isaac. Hold on 1 second. I'm just gonna break this down. Again, daily looking like this. Strong daily candle, 4-hour candle, 1-hour candle area to the left, 1-hour candle holding resistance. Right, great 1-hour close at 10 a.m. Waited a while for this. Ended up getting that 30-minute close right here. Jamie had to leave. Had to make the donuts. 30-minute candle close right at that support right there. So now what you wait for is this candle ends up trying to pass the low right away, flips bullish and closes bullish right at that support. Then you get this bearish candle close on the 15-minute, respects the high, passes the low over there with that 1030 volume, and then you just take this thing down. Right, close 2 positions at half, and half of the third position at 1-to-1. Stop loss at break even. I honestly could have let this thing run a lot more. So I canceled my TP, which is right here, and secured another 50% of the third position just to let that run. I've really been working on letting my trades run a little bit more, and that's where studying your previous journals will come in. And this is that news I was just talking about at 2:30 that came, or 2 o'clock, the FOMC meeting minutes. That happened at 2 o'clock and would have stopped me out right over here. But I ended up closing the full thing at 70 pips because I was at the gym and I was pretty much done. I got enough profit out of the move because I knew at some point you're going to get some kind of retracement. Even if that FOMC meeting minutes didn't happen, gold doesn't just like push like this. Like at some point it gets a deep retracement and then continues back down. All right, so right now we're so far holding that support right in there. 15-minute candle closed, a strong bearish candle. Yeah, we got news coming out soon. Oh, this is not gold. Can you guys hear that in the background?
No.
Okay, hold on 1 second. All right. So, yeah, at this point, I want to wait for news to come out and just stay patient right now. This candle is flipping bearish over here on the 15-minute. 30-minute looks great. Again, you could get that liquidity grab and then eventually take this thing down if that's what we get. Good unemployment will signal the Fed to maybe ease off on the tightening rates and all that stuff, so that could push gold up. But bad unemployment could continue to push gold down. We're also in like very weird times too. So like again, bad unemployment would hurt the dollar, which would send gold up at the same time. But like we're in a cycle right now. If you look at gold, we're in a cycle right now of central banks basically controlling the dollar, right? And that's where we've been over here, just increasing rates, controlling the dollar. A lot of the data kind of goes against what it's doing. So it could be a little confusing to some people, but we'll see if we can get a move here. See, part of me feels like the weekly ended up tapping into this support over here, and now we could end up retracing from that area and closing somewhere up here, right? Depending on you know, how the data comes out today.
Oh.
I'm looking at this support at the same time. You know what? That's what we're going to mark off. That's our most recent support. So do we have that move coming in? This is, I think, what Quentin was marking off. Oh, wait, Isaac, you sent a chart. I'm sorry, buddy. Okay, so this is USD JPY. Okay. Yes, you want to wait for that retest right over here. I like the way you draw your retest here. It's like it's cool. So you're
Thank
waiting for that close below this area.
Yeah, bro. But I wanted to ask you, what caused that move?
Which one?
That bearish move
Ooh,
to yeah, this one.
price is tanking over here.
Yeah.
I think this looks like a major resistance right up here. Yeah. Yeah, so this is a big profit taking area, as you can see right over here. Last time we pushed up from this area and bounced off this one, we just tanked, right? So now we're doing the same thing, tapping into this area, hard resistance, and now we're just tanking. So looking at the 4 hour, again, 4 hour, you tapped into the area, retrace a little bit, continue back up, tap into it again, and then continue down. Same thing here, tap into it, push down a little bit, tap in again, and then we could get that push down over here, depending on unemployment data.
Okay.
Right here, I would just correct this. Move that right there. Yeah, so you get that support right there, resistance and support. So that's the clean area right here. Because once you break that, you're a lot safer. It's not like you draw it right here, and then you have this to worry about. You got the resistance and the support right here. Once you close below that area, I think you're safe to take price back down. Let's see the 15-minute. Now the 15-minute, again, with the volume in the news, could push us down even further. Let's see the Japanese yen is holding a support and pushing up over here. And what is the dollar doing? It looks down on the day, right? We're getting this retracement. So again, it comes right back down to following these indices and understanding what's going on here. Dollar's down, GJ's up, or the yen is up. So now you're going to see this pair moving. It's not going to consolidate. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense.
All right, so we got about 6 minutes left. I'm going to go into gold over here. GJ's moving, man. Good job, Sammy. We wait on gold. You know how tempted I am sometimes to set buy stops and sell stops below, for news. Just for me, it's not smart. You should open up a second account for that. See, we're getting that second pullback over here, reacting to that support on gold. I bet a lot of people got impatient, didn't look at Forex Factory, beginner traders, and ended up taking a sell right here as it broke the low of that wick. Isaac, how's that AUD USD trade going?
It's still plus 2 pips,
Nice.
moving too slow.
Did you secure up here at all?
I went I used 0.1 lot, so I can't secure.
Okay.
I'm still now I'm still focusing on implementing the strategy well, not money.
Yeah, like I said, I would definitely journal this trade and how you would have called this, because this was the move.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Forex juice. So they're expecting more than previous. Wow, gold making this push up over here.
Steph,
Sammy.
you know when you secure, you enter two positions?
Yeah,
Which position do you secure first? The first one or the second one?
that's up to you.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. It's that's a subjective thing for you to kind of figure out on your own when you're back testing. But to me, it's like most of the time it's like the first one, whichever one reaches the 1-to-1 first.
Yeah.
I'll probably take a little piece off or just secure one of the positions there. And then the second one, I'll just let that one go a little bit more to that second zone.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Because I'm securing my first one because that's already a 1-to-1. A bit of it's like 1.5 to 1 now.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna let the second one run.
Okay. Well done, man.
So, bro, I wanted to ask you a question. Let's say you said on your trading plan, you said you are going to take 1 or 2 trade per day.
Yeah,
And
per session.
yeah, and you end up taking multiple trades on the same setup. When you record it on your database, you're going to say you took 3 or 4 trade per day.
Yeah, it's a great question. That actually means trade positions. So when you're taking multiple positions per trade, that's just multiple positions splitting your risk up dynamically. When you're taking multiple trades, I'm talking about multiple trade ideas. So you only want to have 2 trade ideas. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
There's a difference.
Nah,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah. So like if you want to split up your risk 0.25%, you could take 4 of those trades. No, you could take 8 of those trades on one trade if you want to risk 2%. All right, we got data that just came out. What did we reach? Continued jobless claims. So we got that second tap over here of this area on gold. So can we get a sell below that area right here? So prices below that support. Can we continue down from here?
Just got stop out.
You just got stopped out on the other one?
Yeah.
Okay. So this
That
is
is
that
1%.
that second tap of that area right there on gold. So can we continue down from here? I want to see that close below here, at least on the lower time frames. See GJ retrace a little bit. Good job securing, Sammy.
Yes. Right on cue as well.
News comes out. What's up?
So right on cue as well.
Yeah. Well, you secured like what, at 829?
Yeah, 828.
Wow.
I feel like 85%.
Okay.
As my other position was kind of close to 1-to-1.
Okay.
So yeah, very happy with that.
Well, you should be, man. So we got the 1 minute close below this area. I want to see if we could continue down from here. So what did the actual number come out to?
It was 250 for unemployment claims instead of 264 or something.
See how late this data comes out. Wow, okay. So that helped. That's going to send the dollar up. And yeah, AU should be going down. Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, that's good. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, it was better than expected at least. So I like this one minute over here. And based on what we broke down before, let me just move this over here. So let me just expand this for you. Yeah, I want to see this play out over here on gold, where I put my stop loss up here, entered on the 1 minute as the 1 minute closed below that support over here. And this is supposed to be a longer term thing where you have this resistance being held, right? And I want to see price continuing back down all day long, right? With some good unemployment claims coming out, we could continue down, bouncing off that key area, using the New York volume to continue us down. So it's basically, where was it? One minute close, stop loss up here. So we'll see if we can respect this area and get, because I like the lower high. And again, you lower your risk on this, so I'm not risking that much on it. But you have the lower high over here, that second tap of that area. Can we come back into this area and then continue back down later today? This is more of an experimental trade that I've been looking at that I want to see play out. It looks like we got that liquidity grab right before the news came out here too. Can this play out? 5 minute candle closed a strong bearish candle right there, but only problem was it closed above that support right here. But it should be a safe enough stop loss to keep that safe. So GJ, again, what I was talking about with GJ too is like it spent all week from the 15th all the way till today, reaching our way up to this resistance over here. Now what I could see is the consolidation, like kind of what we got over here. Maybe get a couple moves, but I could see the consolidation, and either we continue back up or we break below support and continue back down. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Now, does this trade make sense to you? No tight stop loss. Stop loss is clearly, you know, safe enough where we could start managing risk if price really starts creating higher lows and higher highs in this area. But right now, I'm looking to see us hold bearish resistance and continue back down. Right now it's playing around. So I could see right now price holding some kind of a resistance in here unless it breaks through. But with this wick right here and how weak that bullish candle is, I could see us holding this resistance on the 1 minute and continuing back down. $17.70. Somebody sent a chat. Great job, Isaac. Keep sending these, man. This is how you get better. So this stopped you out completely?
Yeah, it stopped me out. But I wanted to ask you if, let's say this current candle go flipped bullish, will I be wrong to take buys again?
Let's take a look at it. You see how we're holding that resistance right there?
Yeah.
And keep an eye on that wick. Okay, so let's go over to AU and see how this would play out. You see what that wick I was telling you about? How I was telling you to secure right here?
Yeah.
That was your 1-to-1 before news came out. You're trading a USD pair, right? So
Yeah.
you got unemployment coming out, and that could have pushed us up, absolutely. But I was saying this resistance you got to watch out for, and this
Yeah.
was the trade. So just again, notes, taking the constructive feedback and being coachable. Like this is how you're going to get better. So
Okay.
you know what you really need is like a really weak bearish candle close over here, and you need to really clear out of this area because we rejected it pretty hard already.
Oh yeah, I see.
All right, so that's 2 notes that you can make on this. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now I could see with good US data news coming out, maybe we get a little fake out right here. And we close below that support, and then you could take this thing down.
Right.
That makes sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Thanks.
Does that help?
Yeah, it helps a lot.
See, the importance of having a mentor is not in any way, shape, or form do you need one, right? You could definitely get through this market on your own, but guess what? It's going to take you a lot longer, and it's going to be a lot harder, and you're going to lose a lot more money on the way. So it's just having this guidance and also a community to trade with, because trading gets very lonely. But like, I'm glad you guys see the importance of it. I certainly did in the beginning. Like having Raquel was essential, but using it the right way, putting enough work in. Like that's what I was saying yesterday with one of our members talking to me privately. It just made me realize like let's go. Like you got to put work in if you guys want what you say you want. You got to back test every day. You got to journal trades, and you got to manage your time the right way. If you manage your time the right way, you guys are going to be in good shape. because then you're going to see how much, if you're, I don't know, timing yourself at the gym, right? You're getting through the workout a lot quicker. You're telling yourself, okay, I need to be out of the gym by this time. So I have this amount of time to do cardio in the beginning. I have this amount of time to work on my weights and this amount of time to do cardio at the end or abs. So now what you're doing is you're cutting down your breaks a little bit shorter, right? Same thing with, let's say, back testing. Like you're trying to back test, or no, let's say reviewing previous trades. Like for me, what I've been doing is I time how much time I get through 10 trades per day, right? And it started off with, I think, an hour 10. Now it's down to 45 minutes. I'm able to get through 10 trades, right? Managing your time the right way is essential. Time management, you only get so much of it.
Makes sense.
Yep. And it's a journey that you're always going to be going on too. It's like, you know, there's going to be times that you catch yourself spending way too much time on one thing where you need to like switch that and you know, cut that out. I'm sorry, did I cut you off, Isaac?
No, bro. I was asking, you, bro, you still help people who are not in the group, and you're still helping them the same way you help us. Is that doesn't I don't know, is it fair to you, or I don't know how to put this word? I don't, yeah.
I've had a difficulty with you know, being in business for the year. Like when people leave, not being able to mentor them, right? And feeling like, oh, like you're not paying me now, so I'm not going to help you out. Like that's not me. That's not who I am. So what I've been thinking about doing is doing a lifetime membership, or increasing the monthly payment from $49.99 to $99.99, and then increasing the yearly, not yearly. It's not going to be yearly. It's going to be what's it called? Lifetime membership for like $700-800, because like my time is getting more valuable, and it's harder for me to hop on Zooms and do everything I do every single day. So that being said, like again, I want to keep people in here, but I don't want people, I don't know. Let's put it this way. If you're not in the group, you're not getting one-on-one mentorship. You're not, well, I'm not hopping on a Zoom with you. We're not, you know, like there's a fine line between that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I get.
Yeah, like you're getting a lot more in this group than you are out of it. Like, yes, I help people outside of the group because like I'm just hopping on a Zoom with them. I'm helping them with little things, you know, that they can implement. But if they're the right fit for this group, they're gonna they'll be in here. But if they're not, I'm not gonna welcome them in. I want a healthy locker room. But I haven't been hopping on nearly as many Zooms as I normally do with other people because I'm focused on you guys and I'm focused on my own trading. You know?
Yeah.
I would love to bring more people in, and that's why I said if you guys have people that you think would fit in here, bring them to me. I'll hop on a Zoom with them to see if they fit, and you guys will get a month for free.
All right. We'll do that.
And that could be anybody, even if they're not trading yet. They could just be like family members, friends that just are not where they need to be right now, right? They could be getting a lot more out of themselves, but they're not. Those are the people that I know I can help. And, you know, if that takes, if that means getting another source of income and teaching them the financial markets and how to trade, and if they're interested in that, absolutely. But if it's just about like getting more to themselves and having a routine every day, staying accountable to somebody, they don't have to be trading.
Yeah.
This could be anybody.
Okay, bro.
So we ended up getting a nice 15-minute candle close right over here. Next one's creating a top wick. So Quentin, you there? Oh.
Yes, sir.
This is exactly what we said, didn't we?
Sorry.
This is exactly what we said, didn't we? We get the
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
rejection here.
And
Price
we
comes
got
up.
that one more tap.
Yep, one more tap, and then boom. Now we get the volume from unemployment claims, and we ride this thing down. And hopefully we can grab some kind of a fake out over here. That would be awesome. So what I want to do is journal this real quick. Short XU on 8/18/22 AM. Took this around 8:32 AM Thursday. Have you guys been journaling these trades? Isaac, you journal your AU trade?
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Good shit, man. What I like to hear, so you get better. Literally, the best way to get better is just by journaling these trades, going back, studying them, seeing what you could do differently. I promise. You keep doing that consistently over the course of time, and not just like one day here, one day there, but consistently. I promise you're going to start feeling a lot more confident in your trading, because you're going to train your eyes. You're going to see more on a daily basis. You're going to see at least 10 previous trades you took in the past, and just journaling and writing down what you could have been doing differently, how you would have secured more. That's it. Self-analysis. I want to see price just like drop. It'd be amazing. You guys have any questions? Want to go over anything?
Not from me.
Okay.
Bro, on Forex Factory,
Yes, sir.
I can see that the numbers are, I mean, forecast is more than the actual, but the dollar is rising.
Forecasts. Hold on.
Because it's unemployment. So if the number is lower, it's better. You have less unemployment.
Less unemployment. Exactly.
Oh yeah. Oh, makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
So we have the first entry right here. Post good on I always have difficulty trying to figure out where I want to put these bubbles.
Yeah, it's always in the way of something.
I know. And I don't want it to cover price action.
And I like to have the thing like as a diagonal, or it's not very aesthetic.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It's a pet peeve of mine. It's like a OCD kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll definitely be securing around 1765 for 100. I'm looking for like a little retest, I guess, right here. And price to drop from that area. And guys, this all comes from viewing your trades multiple times and back testing and seeing things play out. That's where all your confidence comes from. And guess what? The more confident you are, the more you can risk. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, bro. Can you please go back to your trade? Yeah.
Trying to journal it.
Yeah, this trade. I don't know how to put this question. Can I ask? Oh, you have to busy.
What's up?
Or I was asking if you can take a trade after this candle retested this key level. Yeah, right there.
Yes. So here, I'm going to show you what I did right here. 1 second. I just want to take the
Yeah.
1 minute right here. So I entered a second with on the 15-minute, as this 15-minute candle flipped bearish before,
Yeah.
right? This is the second time it's flipping bearish. But with my stop loss in the middle of this range here.
Yeah.
So right here, and it's above this 1 minute pullback. Right here.
Yeah.
So Brody. Second entry. After flipped bearish. Stop loss above 1 minute. Resistance back in the range. Okay, so I want to take a look at the dollar. Okay, dollar is holding a support here. It's the 1 hour. All right. We have been rejecting this area right here. But right now we're holding a support at that previous resistance. Can we continue to push through there? Let's go back to gold. Back to you, gold. Hold on, I just gotta check something here. Um, all right. What I'm looking at, I'm like observing the lower time frames here, and we keep rejecting this resistance and trying to head down. So if this candle could flip, see the 1 minute keeps like holding this support here, but we need some volume to break us down. Maybe 9 a.m. will.
Yeah, we're gonna have the hour close and the 15 minute. I'm not in the trade yet. I'm just because it wasn't in my plan to enter. But on the 15 minutes, we get a close like we are closing right now, and the next candle creates a top wick and then flips down to push bearish. I'll probably enter.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, because that's a strong 15-minute bearish candle with a wick to fill. You get either a weak bearish or bullish candle close. Next one creates a top wick, respects the high, and then continues right back down from there.
Yeah,
let's see what can the 1 hour. We could get a small wick on the 1 hour before continuing down here. Okay, so we got the small bearish candle. We got the wick so far. It's a healthy enough wick, unless it wants to come up more, but whether or not. Once this candle flips and passes the low over here, I think that's where you can enter, Quentin, but also I'm going to be moving my stop. All right, so this original stop can go down over here.
Yeah, so I took an entry there.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so we got the 1 minute closing below that support right there. And now, we got multiple rejections up here, lower highs, so we should be continuing down. Now, whoever's in this, I think Quentin, how are you feeling right now? Like, what are your emotions? You feel good? You feel confident?
Yeah, like there's tension, obviously, as I'm having money on the line, but as for now, it's going good. So not
Okay.
it's not so
That's
crazy emotions to handle at the moment.
that's one thing that you want to record too. Is your emotions throughout the trade. That's where the trading AER comes in. Just trying to post this. And where's your stop loss, Quentin?
It's like 2 or 3 pips above the current 15-minute.
Ooh, I would put it above the previous, like right back into this range. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does definitely.
Putting your stop loss above the entry 15-minute candle is a little dicey. makes you really antsy, I would say.
Bro.
Bro.
Yeah, it's not like I'm chasing trade or anything. I sent a chat on the chats.
Well
I
done,
wanted
buddy.
to know if I want to practice this thing of multiple positions. Will I be wrong to do this? My main entry will be the second entry.
This would be the safer entry right here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade in this zone right here.
All right.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I would stay out of. So this one would be you wait for that close below here, and then you could take that down. Is there a trend line right here?
What?
You're meeting up to the left up there?
Yeah.
There is a trend line?
Yeah, there's a trend line, but I didn't do it. Let me mark it and I'll get back.
Okay. 4-hour, weak bullish candle. This one created a top wick, flipping bearish. Can we pass the low of the previous and continue down from here? Well done, Quentin.
I'm closing 75%.
Nice. Let's see, modify. Execution point. So I close at 80% of my first position. And I'm leaving stops where they are for now. If we start to come back to entry, then I'll manage that risk even more. But that second position, I'm just letting it go. Okay, so let me just journal that real quick.
Oh boy.
Let's go. More savages in here.
Yeah, waited for 9 a.m. apparently.
All right, beautiful. So I just closed.
Yeah, I closed 50% down there too.
I closed second position right here. So I got 20% of that first one going now. Oh. $42 pips. We need our buzzer. Wow, 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 wow. 15-minute closed.
Are you in this?
Yes, sir.
Nice, nice.
Thank you, sir. See, I hope this is like a lesson for you guys that maybe missed out on the GJ trade and how patient you stay. You wait for the news to come out, and then you capitalize on this. And this is a great news trade. I'm gonna go break even, obviously. Over here. Stop break even here.
Yo, Quinton.
Yep.
How are you, bro?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good now.
You good now?
Yeah.
You had some stuff you went through.
Yeah, it just I went through a bit of a bad time in trading. A
Yeah,
rough couple of weeks, but now I've found my feet again.
I'd love to hear it.
you had such an amazing streak for some time. It's hard to stay on that, I guess.
Definitely, yeah. And it's hard to do it, hard to stay there, and it's easy to forget that
What
the
you were
tough
doing
times.
when things were good.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But obviously, I'm grateful, now. Now I just want to stay
Yeah,
here forever. You know what I mean? Like this type of discipline in life and in trading and in
yeah, for
everything, in
sure.
every walk of life. I just want to stay at this pace. Well, obviously not this pace, but improve every day. But never stay the same or never go backwards.
Yeah, that's a hard, like tough, strong feeling.
Yeah,
And I felt the same. But eventually, I guess you're forced to go through some setbacks every now and then.
yeah,
You set you forward. You have to. You got to embrace those times, and it sucks going through it. But like, if you can like switch your perspective and like almost like act like a different person talking to yourself, like, listen, man, you're gonna get through this. This is what makes you stronger. And again, I know how hard it is to have that voice in your head, that opposite voice in your head in the moment. It's very hard. But the more you practice that, doing that, and maybe write it down on a post-it note or something like you are him. Like you are who you say you're going to be. You are already like arrived. You already are a multimillionaire, and believing that. Having that post-it note there, knowing that, listen, to get there, you just need to go through some tough times, which make you a lot better, a lot stronger. They make you a man, and then you push through it.
definitely. And one other thing is like, I just want to say, don't be afraid of talking. When you're in the slumps,
Oh yeah.
that's what's gonna get you through. And I used to be that guy for some time. I just not, I used to hide it, and I used to talk to people. I just used to cower away and just like put it in a safe and just never talk about it, ignore it, pretend it's not there. If it's locked away, you can never face it. You never come face to face with that problem. But when you do face the problem head to head, it's the only way you're gonna grow as a person. It's the only way you are going to become better, improve every day. Even till this day, I still struggle with that. I still struggle sometimes. I don't want to tell Steph I'm going through this because he might be disappointed in me. He might think, "The flip are you doing?" Or now, obviously it's decreased a lot, but it's still there, and I'm still working on it. And I say to myself, tell him every little thing because that's the only way you're gonna get better. Don't hide anything. He's only gonna help you. He's not gonna take the mick out of you. He's not gonna take the piss. He's not gonna be. Yeah, he might be disappointed in you a little bit, but his ultimate goal is to help you move forward, and that's why we joined this group, and that's why we're all here is to improve and get better.
It's a great way to put it, man. I couldn't have put it better myself.
Feel you.
Judgment-free
Yeah.
zone, man.
True.
Obviously, yeah. Is there going to be a little disappointment when you keep doing the things that you shouldn't be doing? It's like you got to snap out of it. Like, let's go, But when it's like every now and then you go through a little slump, it's like, okay, good. Come to me. Let's talk through it. Let's figure out what the patterns are that are bringing you into that slump, and let's reverse engineer it. And let's
Yeah,
do
it's
it
not so
together.
much as the judgment-free zone. It's like the judgment you're gonna have is the right one. It's gonna be the feedback that we need,
Yeah,
and you
100%.
gotta face that.
Number
So,
one is yourself.
yeah.
Number two would be me. And then you're gonna have parents too. Obviously, I'm
Yeah.
sure a lot of you guys don't tell your parents a lot of the things you go through, but just think of your parents as caution tape. They're just they want to keep you safe. They want to keep they may not understand what you're doing trading. They maybe think it's gambling, or they just don't understand or know what it is at all. But they're just think of them as caution tape, caution cones. Just trying to protect you from they don't even know what they're protecting you from because they don't understand it. So how can you understand? You got to understand like where they're coming from. And I appreciate where most parents come from is, you know, they don't know they don't know what they're even thinking. So how are they supposed to support something they don't understand or support something 100%, something that they don't understand? Like it's okay to, I'm sure a lot of your parents probably support you and they want you to do well, but at the end of the day, they really don't understand what you're doing. So you can't expect them to support something 100% that they don't know what you're doing. So just keep their opinions at bay and understand them, and then, you know, sweep them off and, you know, go on and keep working and prove
Yeah, I
yourself,
had that.
prove them wrong.
I had that at the beginning where my mom and dad, they were supporting what I was doing, but they didn't understand. So they'd sweep in some comments here and there. And you think to yourself, you don't really understand, you know, like I do, or you don't see the vision that I do. You don't see
And they
the long
usually don't
term.
want you to take risks.
Yeah,
That's kind of a problem. Like they're worried, and that comes from them having your best interests at heart. But
of course.
it's not the right thing to do if you wanna. You got to take risks in life if you want to advance in a big way.
Exactly.
100%. Have to take risks. And it feels uncomfortable. You're going through something right now where, you know, everyone's got a different situation, but like it's definitely uncomfortable. And there's times you second guess yourself, but that's where that other voice comes in and says, no, you are that person. And you're going to get there. And every single successful person went through this as long as they didn't have daddy's money. They all had to pave their own way. They all had their own deck of cards that was dealt to them. 30-minute. Okay. Taking multiple screenshots here. But I think that was a great talk, guys. Great trade. Good job, Sammy, with GJ. Great job, Quentin. Isaac, you learned a lot today, right? From that one
I
trade.
learned a lot, bro. Yeah.
Good stuff, man. That's how you get better. Praveen, did you take anything? I'll take a 5-minute.
Steph, I sent someone your way on Instagram.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
There we go.
I don't know if he's messaged you yet, but
Maybe.
just let me know how it goes, whether he fits the criteria or not. Just let me know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I appreciate it. The biggest thing you guys could do for me is obviously put as much effort into yourself as you possibly can, and, you know, take this thing seriously, this career, because it's going to pay you in the long run more than you can even imagine. But the second thing you could do for me is just spread the word of this. Like, I don't know if you guys are religious, but Jesus and his disciples, like, all they did was just spread the word, and that's how the word got out about them. So if you guys could just like tell people, friends, family, what I'm like doing for you and what I'm trying to do, it's gonna go a long way.
Yeah.
All right, guys. With that being said, I'm gonna hop off, and I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right, boys.
Yes,
Great day.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, good talk. Have a good day.
Thanks. You too.